Today, me and John are out here sitting in front of these beautiful silver dollar hydrangeas, and in a video that we made sometime last fall, me and John were pruning these when they were little bitty plants, and then we potted them up, and now here they are. Do you remember when we did that at all?
Yeah, I remember that one of them had 8 branches.
So we pruned one that had 8 branches last fall?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What, did you count it?
Yeah, we counted, remember?
When we pruned them, we counted the branches. All right. Do the same thing here, John?
Yeah.
All right, go. Good. Right about here. Good job. Keep going. This one's got a bunch of branches. Remember that other one had 4?
Yeah.
That was 1, 2, 3. Let's count them. How many more? 4.
5.
Oh, let's make this a little shorter. Let's cut it like way down here.
All right.
Attaboy. Oh, strong hands. Good job. And
Right.
I think that was 6. All right, now let's cut this little guy off right here.
1, 2,
3,
4,
5, 6. That's right. And I want you to cut this little guy off right here too. Cut it about right at my finger. This is kind of a little oddball branch, but we're going to cut all of it off. All right. Very good. Now I'll just leave it. That's good. And that's all we have left. Not very nice, but it will be next spring. So whatever plant he's talking about is back here somewhere, and these are nice big 3-gallon pots now, and they'll be ready to sell really soon. They're covered in buds, and today we're going to pull one of these out instead of selling it when they're ready, and we want to save it to plant ourselves in a giant planter on our front porch. So that's going to be our project for today, and I want to show you how we're going to do this. So we've got this plant in a 3-gallon pot, and we're going to take it and put it in that pot, which is like a 10 or 12-gallon planter pot. I don't even know, but it's gigantic. And that will obviously take a very large amount of potting soil to do that. So let me show you how I'm going to mix this potting soil up. And this brings us to a word from today's sponsor as we do this. The sponsor of today's video is the Orchid Supply Store. Now, filling a pot up this big, it's going to take a tremendous amount of potting soil, like way more than I would ever use for any of my normal applications. So 2 things that are going to be really important, because I'm going to be growing a plant in this for my own enjoyment and for my own benefit. A pot this big, a container this big, has to have adequate drainage, and the plant has to be receiving adequate nutrients. So 2 things that we're going to do to make that possible is we're going to add perlite to our mixture today to aid and improve in drainage, and we're going to add a compost, in particular an organic compost, to the mix to aid in nutrition for the plant. 2 of the products that the Orchid Supply Store specializes in is their bagged products of all kinds, from compost to various bark products and perlite, and just a number of products for any gardening need you could imagine. And I'm going to use both of these today in my potting soil mix. We have a compost here and we have perlite. And this is a really coarse perlite, but for a potting application as big as I'm using today, we need something really nice and big and coarse as opposed to something fine. So I'm going to just mix these in with my regular potting mix. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is cut this bag of mixed compost open, and these have resealable lids, and that's obviously really good. And I'm going to incorporate a bunch of this. You know, I don't typically use products in bags like this, but there are a lot of times when bagged products make a lot more sense than buying a bulk product. For example, if you're doing a nursery or if you're potting plants on a much smaller scale than I am, it just makes more sense for convenience sake and simply for the sake of space to have products in bags versus pickup trucks load of compost and mulch and that kind of thing. And I'm also going to put this perlite in, and you know, when you buy plants from a nursery or wherever you buy them and you see the little tiny white pieces in the potting mixture, well, that's perlite. And this is a really coarse, heavy grade of perlite, but for my application, it is absolutely perfect for a giant pot like this. I'm just going to just mix some of that in there with my potting mix and mix all this together. And this is going to be an awesome mix for this plant for a long time. So guys, if you need bagged products for your gardening, listen, there's a number of reasons why you might. Whether you just enjoy the convenience of having things shipped directly to your front doorstep, or you just don't want to get out, or whatever the case may be, they have bagged products of all kinds for all your gardening needs, from compost to soil for raised beds, whatever soil amendments you might need. Free shipping on every single order. It's hard to beat the Orchid Supply Store and their product lineup, premium products, and I would encourage you to check out the link to their website below and see what they have to offer, and it's probably something that you could use in your own garden. All right, so we got our mixture done, our potting soil mixture all finished. We got our plant, we got our pot. The boy has got the big pot and is ready to go with it, so we're gonna go see if we can set up something really pretty for our front porch. Let's go, buddy. All right, John has started filling up this giant pot, and this is gonna take him a little bit of time to get this done because it is a lot of potting soil, but we've got a good potting soil mix. We've got a big pot, we've got a big plant, and this is going to be a great addition to our front porch. And one of the cool things about this is that John actually pruned that hydrangea over there last fall when it was really small, and now to have seen it probably tripled or quadrupled in size between last year and now, you know, I don't know, 8 months later or whatever it is, it's really a cool thing to see. So this is a great project for him to be involved in. All right, we have this giant pot about halfway full with potting soil, and now let's see if we can sit this in here. John, I want you to pull this pot. Let's see if I can get it loose. It's kind of stuck. All right, John, pull that pot, pull the pot off of there, off of the plant. Pull it down, straight down. There we go. Boy, that's getting to be kind of root bound. It needs to be put in the ground or potted somewhere, doesn't it? Now, this is somewhat unconventional. Most people are not going to take a paniculata hydrangea and put it in a planter on their front porch, but this planter will allow this to grow in here for at least 2 years, maybe 3, and this thing's going to be gigantic and it's going to be beautiful sitting out here on the front porch. This is a great project, and we're looking forward to getting this part done. So John, let's fill this in. Okay, we're going to give this a really, really good drink of water. This potting soil is very dry with our literally 0 rain that we've had in the last month. My potting soil pile is really in desperate need of a drink, so we're going to soak this really well. And this silver dollar hydrangea is going to make a really nice addition to the front of our house. Let me show you this real quick. So out here in the front of our house, we have caramel coral bells in there. Yeah, they're sunburnt, but everything is sunburnt in this heat. And then we've got ruby slippers hydrangea, which is an oak leaf hydrangea. I've shown y'all that, and I just can't tell y'all how much I love these hydrangeas, and they're just starting to turn pink, but their coloring is suffering again because of the heat. Another one here, another coral bells there, and a crimson queen Japanese maple over here, another coral bells in the back. And now this beautiful, or will be beautiful, silver dollar hydrangea, and glad to be able to get this project done today, and glad how this will help the appearance of the front of our house.
Thank you to the Orchid Supply Store.
He's right, I echo his words. Thank you, Orchid Supply Store, for sponsoring today's video, and thank y'all for watching. I love y'all, and I hope to see you on the next one.